nobody. Yeah. Nobody wants.
Yeah.
Houston, we've had a problem.
They always leave the heat on. Where your friend expect for you to leave home. Family it test you, blood pressure you to squeeze arms. Yeah. I was blessed to inherit lyrics my parents had to serve in my face. If the industry ain't gon' profit, they urge you to wait. I'm in a game where people working for you, burn you for cake. You see them folks at your lowest and they can't serve you a plate. But God showed us through Moses, our staff turning to snakes. I was born to blow and convey. Niggas is Warren Buffett while we warring over buffet. The sacrament is begun. These rappers ain't as passionate as we come. They rather sip the activist than be one. They falling for fame. If you don't know that Christ is Lord, then you lost in the game. Don't get ahead of yourself like Rick Ross in his chain. But who am I? I'm just a Christian soul trying to get my point across.
Are we live? All right. This is the Library Podcast. We're back with another one. Volume number 5, actually. Beautiful Monday evening right here. We have Juwan here. We have Jared here. We have Nelson here. And actually, for the first time in Library Podcast history, we actually have a guest. Please, Mr. Jared, can you intro the guest?
Well, you know what I'm saying. We got a lovely Southwest representative, Donisha Winters, CEO and founder of the Dawn Management that focuses on artists and brand management, live from the LAX, you feel me? But no, listen, she's a Houston resident, man, but she's in LA right now, and she came down to come see us, man, and rock with us. And she's currently working as an assistant to the CEO and founder of a PR firm. So, hey.
Which means, fellas, she has bread.
Straight heat over here.
Get her while she's hot.
Hey, get it.
Round of applause for our guest, Donisha. One time, round of applause. Okay, so for this podcast, we are actually going to start with Juwan with his life segment. Juwan, go ahead and give us something for this week.
All right, this week on the Library Podcast, we'll be getting into dating individuals with children. And I feel bad for anybody that has found their temporary soulmate right now with children, because your pockets are about to be hit for Christmas.
You sure about that?
Your pockets are about to be hit. But as far as dating with children, if you're still in your 20s, I don't believe that you should be dating anybody with children, because one, you're probably not even financially stable enough to be dating. I can see it in the case of, if you're in your 40s and, you're like, maybe previously divorced or something like that, and, you move on to the next individual. But right now, nah.
Hey, if you're in your 40s, the kids are damn near grown. They're 20.
Yeah, like what kind of synopsis is that?
That's not true. That is not true at all.
40 with a 5-year-old kid.
I feel like, all right, I have, and anybody can chime in at any moment. I have a little bit of a rule, like I said last week. I feel like once you start getting older, you can't really be as picky as you thought you could be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's true. That's really true. You just have to start accepting what you can get at this point. It's sad, but I mean, hey.
No.
No?
I can't really say that. I can't really say that because I look at my personal life, and that's no different than my stepdad married my mom. My sister is 14, just turned 14, and he's pretty much been there since she was a little girl. So, yeah. But like I said, it's a difference. He was he was in his 40s whenever they got married. So that's the kind of thing I kind of agree with, because both of them came from previous stuff, and then they got together, and now I can understand it. But like at my age,
that's
23 years old.
I'm not allowed to be a stepmom.
You think I'm finna be with someone that got a kid right now?
Yeah.
But what about, what if you like meet her, and then the first 3 days, or the first 3 dates, y'all like super vibing, everything's right, everything's special, and then the fourth date, actually, let me go ahead and say that. The fourth date, she just comes out and says, "Hey, Juwan, I have something to tell you." And then she digs deep into her bag, she takes a deep breath, and she pulls out a Polaroid picture of her son Eden.
All right, first of all, if you pulling out Polaroid,
this is not a personal. This is not a personal.
First of all, if you pulling out Polaroid pictures, I'm gonna ask you why do you have that? First of all, you're gonna show me that on your phone, so that's gonna be the flag number one. And two, that's something you need to disclose beforehand, bro. You don't go 3 dates in and hey, I got a kid. Yeah, you got a kid? You got a what?
No, y'all, I really have a story about this. Like, that actually happened to one of my friends. Talking to this guy for over a year though, and she didn't know that he had a baby. Like found out like kind of recently.
And
it was because you already have feelings and you already feel strong about each other and all of this, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I got a son that's 1. You know, and you have the baby in the midst of while y'all been talking, like, oh, that's insane.
How did she handle it?
Rap.
No.
That face says it all.
I mean, that's really tough to handle. I mean, you know, she's not that open of a person, so we haven't really got like the full details on how she handled it. But I mean, sure, you gotta cut that nigga off. Like, we've been talking for a year, and I don't know you have a child. That's a problem. Like,
but okay, so your advice to her was to cut him off. What if she really loves him?
I get that, but I feel if you hide your child for a year, you hide a child.
Yeah,
for
my
a year.
G. Hey, whoever you are, a year is wild.
Like, that's wild.
Was this in LA or the H?
Nah, that. Well, the guy stay in Dallas, but
see that.
Yeah, you know that makes sense. That makes sense. That's when it
more
makes sense.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Dallas people.
Hey, shout out to my second home.
Hey, okay, they living foul, bro. Get it together.
Okay, so, but I feel like if you really love somebody, I feel like that shouldn't really matter. I feel like, you know, love kind of trumps all. But like I also said, you cannot be picky if you are at the age of 30 or older. People do have kids at their 20s. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're like that old, I mean, you know what you want and you never want to settle. But 100%, if you're picky like that, you need to reevaluate yourself and reevaluate your target. That's all.
Man, see, like I said, man, I could be being a little biased, which I probably am.
Always.
But no, the reason why I say that is because, well, I guess the point I am in my life, I'm still learning how to take care of myself. I'm still trying to grind and become something for myself. So if I'm dating somebody with a kid at this age and I can't provide, I can't even provide for myself yet, how am I gonna be able to provide for you and that kid?
All right, let me go ahead and ask everybody in the room. Let's go ahead and let the elephant out the room. When do y'all want kids? And you don't have to say your age. Just say, like, how far from now do you want kids?
I say anywhere from, like, 27 to 29.
Man, I'm going to put a specific age out there. I'm going to say 28, man.
Good.
I'd say
well,
27, 28, kind of fair.
I'm 25. I would say before 30.
That's too broad. That's 5 years.
Okay, I would
So
say
tomorrow?
I would say
Between
give
27
me like
29.
3 years
Yeah.
minimum.
So 28. All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Give me I want the dirty 30. I'll definitely take my kid. Because you know what everybody says? They're like, oh, well, you're going to be old raising like a young kid just like Hove was. No. If I have a kid when I'm 30, 31, by the time I'm like 50 and ready to just hang it all up, my kid's going to be grown. I feel like I don't want any. I have also an age limit where I want to kind of cut off having kids. I kind of want to just rip them out. I ain't gonna lie. Once I start
Baby
going
boomer boy.
yeah, just start kind of ripping them out. So I feel like I said, I want to get married like around the age of like 29, 30-ish. I feel like by that time, everything that I want to do in life, I would have done it education-wise and you just boss up-wise. So I feel like if I'm going to be dating somebody past the age of 30, then I definitely can't be like, oh, no, she can't have no kids. Girls are having kids at the age of like 16, 15. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely, I want to see whoever has that mindset, and I want to see who they end up with. And the person they end up with is probably going to be like 21 or 22. And then they're going to be looked at as a sicko. So, I mean, I don't even know. Well, okay, here's another question. Y'all know I love going off on a tangent. What's the oldest you would date somebody? Since
like,
you're talking about kids.
Like my personal age or?
No, exactly. Like from what age you are, what's the oldest you would date somebody?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. At this age, they gotta be the same age as me.
But
Like
so
a year, maybe more like a year older.
You're trash.
So you talking about like,
in the range.
what you mean by like when you say age?
Okay,
Like
so
your current age from right now, what's like he said, what's the oldest you will go?
Exactly.
Okay, I would say like 2-3 years older than me.
Agreed.
For real?
That's cool. Like 2-3 years
I ain't
older
gonna lie.
and like 2-3 years younger. That's cool.
I ain't gonna lie. Younger wise, maybe a year or two younger.
See,
But
yeah.
older wise, I'll say 30.
See, and I look at it like that because like my pops is 6 years older than my mom. So
Okay.
It's maturity.
But the
that's
thing
kind
is,
of like
the thing is, when did they
Hold on. Dawn, go ahead.
Me?
Because you over there giggling, so go ahead.
Me, y'all, I'm 25. I cannot date someone that's 30. I'm sorry. Like, I just can't. I'm more so, like, I'll do younger. And I'll do probably, like,
So
2
you would
years
do
max.
younger before you do 5 years or more over?
I know I'm sad.
yo, honestly,
I'm so sad.
I've actually
But
never heard of that.
because, like, I feel like And the reason why I don't really like older niggas, because I just feel like they want more than what I'm willing to give. Like, I know I'm not willing to give a lot that they probably want, and I feel like they're more ready, and they're more like...
That's true.
Like, you know, like, I just feel like they're more ready, and I'm not ready for a lot of the things.
They'll put pressure on you.
Yeah, like, I'm not ready for a lot of those things.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question then. So, when you're 30, would you date somebody that's 35?
I don't know.
I know
it's like the same principle, but can we not do that though?
You can't really say that because at that point in time,
it's a different time.
Your mindset
is
just
different. So different. Like, I mean, I don't know where I'm gonna be when I'm 30. Like, that's 5
like,
years from now.
Like
but I know now at this state, dating someone that's 30 kind of scares me.
Okay, so now look. Now when I said 30, I'm gonna say like this. In the range of like what we doing nowadays, like we go out and party. A lot of people are still older. So we kind of look at them like, oh shoot, who's this? And then find out, oh damn, ain't that old. So we kind of look at it like, as us in this room, we feel like we're still kids, like we're still young at the time. But now, as I'm getting older, I kind of see a maturity basis. It's like if you're mature enough to handle that age, like okay, you know they're older. I know they're kind of established. They know what they want. It kind of helps me to kind of like, okay, let me get on my stuff. That's cool. Now, on a realistic basis, like you said earlier, like the older men kind of pressure you, like, hey baby girl, let me get you. Like,
I mean, you know, I just feel like they're ready for marriage and they're just ready for, you know.
Yeah. So
that's not true.
Okay, I'm not gonna say all. I'm not gonna say all, but some guys that I have come across that are older are thinking about marriage and like engagement and just getting. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even on that on my mind right now. Their biological time
clock is kicking. You
know
what I'm
yeah.
They ain't got time.
See, I agree with Nelson. 2 years older at the max, and maybe like a year and a half, 2 years younger. Yeah. But
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would date an old chick.
How old though?
Nah, see, I can't.
31, 32, and I'm 24.
See, I can't do
you
that.
You 31, 32?
Yerp.
I say 30. As long as you know what you want. I mean, honestly, women know what they want.
The younger the guys are, the more they don't know what they want. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to say I'll date younger, because I be complaining about guys not knowing what they want now, and if you're younger, you for sure don't know what you want.
You trying to drop a mixtape, girl?
If you really know what you want, I get nervous. Like it's weird.
Okay, so what if? Okay, so how young would you date though?
Shit.
Yeah, sure.
Ballpark.
You would have to be turning 24 this year.
24?
Oh, that's trash. That's barely younger.
Okay. But still, I mean, nah. I can't see myself dating nobody that's like 21, 22. That's crazy.
I don't know, like maybe it might be like culture or something, but like I was always used to like the dude being older than the wife. Like I know, like I said before, my parents are 6 years in age difference. My father's older, and like a couple of my partners, like their dads be like 10 years older than their mom, some 12. Like it'd be crazy. So you know,
my mom is 1 year older than my dad.
See, and that's the thing. I've never seen that in like an African household for the mother to be older than the father. That's why I said like, I mean, I wouldn't mind dating a girl that's like 2 years older than me, but like as far as like younger, like you know, she's anywhere from like 2 to 4 years younger than me. That's cool with me because that's like something that I've always been like used to.
What
like
about,
as far as like my
what about when you're 40 and she's 30? You'll be cool with that? You
see, I plan on being married by 28, 29, 30. So
really?
Yeah,
that's good.
Cause you know, like I mean, I'll be like set into my career by then. So I just feel like it'd be like the. Well, you know, I can't predict the future.
Can we touch base on that though? Because me, just as a female, I just feel like a lot of guys always say that, you know, they're not ready for certain things until they get their life together. But I also feel like a lot of guys don't even know what that looks like for them. So if I'm sitting here and asking you guys, okay, well, what does that look like for you? Or
okay, I'm glad you said
how do you envision having your life together? Because y'all love to use that line.
Okay,
so.
and that's a good thing you asked. Okay, so when a real genuine guy says that, he's gonna grow with you. He ain't gonna be like, I'm putting you to the side till I get. He gonna bring you with
JP.
you on board. No, hold on. He is now in the instance of somebody who's still trying to like, you know, figure themselves out and they still want to live this lifestyle on this side, but still keep you there. Of course, you're gonna see that. But like I said, a dude genuinely like, I'm gonna grow with you because look, I'm trying to get here, but as long as you can deal with this right now, deal with this struggle I'm going through, we good. Yeah. That's like a real nigga right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go to decipher because you gonna see how he brings you on board. Yeah. He puts you out there. Now, if a nigga puts you on hidden, like, we secretive and all this shit, and he's still doing this, of course, you know the answer.
I mean, but do you feel like if that was you and you have a girl you're talking to, are you expecting her to stick around until you get your life together though?
Yep.
Honestly, no.
Like, is there like a timeline? Like, do you have a fear of losing her though, or is it just like?
I mean, honestly,
whatever happens.
We talked about this beforehand. We said that men deep down we won't admit it, but deep down we are a lot more sensitive when it comes to the girl. Of course, we're a guy, so we're gonna act, play that tough guy role. But I said, to answer your question, I wouldn't necessarily say we had the fear. It's sometimes, like I say,
exactly. I know you don't deep down inside though.
If it's a genuine guy, like real life, like if he's going through a struggle, like I wouldn't want to put those emotions on like that girl. So sometimes, like, just let me figure out. You just stay cool, just stay calm. If you feel like leaving, then you gotta do what's best for you at the end of the day. But I mean, if you want to stick around, I mean, you'll get all the benefit. You'll get all the benefits whenever I get to the top.
But how many women actually, in hindsight, stick around?
No, a lot do
though.
stick around.
To be honest, a lot do. It just depends on the guy, like.
Because low key, women stick around because they see more potential than what the nigga sees in himself, bro.
Exactly.
Women want to change. Like, I'm not trying to say like every woman, but woman feels like if she can change that man just because of what she sees, she's gonna go all in. And that dude, it takes on him to know that, okay, she's really rocking with me. Exactly. But like you said, if a dude hits you with that line, he doesn't know what he wants for himself yet.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's either you wait and let me see if you build, or if he's gonna be like more modest, like, hey, I'm going to bring you on board. We're gonna work this out. And if I fail, please pick me up. If I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is. It's a maturity, man.
How many people actually do that though, JP?
Exactly.
Not a lot of guys I know. Like, they'll just be like, I mean, this what I'm on. Like, and this what it is.
Yo,
like,
listeners, I've definitely been the type of guy to be like, this is what I'm on.
Hey man, this what.
Like,
so keep it with it or not?
You don't really have much options. You know, it's either you're gonna stay, you're gonna leave, and then it's like, well, how many years do I have to do this? And it's like, you just don't know. You're just in it. You're just like, all right.
I like where we're going with this. Okay, number one, I thought Dawn was gonna come in here today, and we were just gonna jump her on some, misogynistic, just kind of stuff. But she's kind of bodying us right now on the low.
Now she's flaming me.
But
I usually win.
Dawn, No. Hold on. Because it seems like you got the game a little. You're pretty knowledgeable about the game. Right. So let me ask you, what do you feel like are like 2 or 3 things that men say to try to cut a girl off? Because this is what I'm on.
The main thing is, I'm trying to get my life together, whatever that means. I never know what that means. When a guy says, I don't know what that means, I'm just like, okay, we're trying to get your life together. Cool.
It means we're trying to
like we're all trying to get our life together. Like, I don't have my life together either. Like, what are you talking about? Another thing. What's another thing that guys would say? I feel like that's really the main excuse they give, or if they're in school, like, I'm in med school, or I'm in law school, or I'm
typical?
In some type of school. I don't know. It's just always something.
You know what men love doing?
What?
They love, like, stringing you on like they're your girlfriend. But they'll tell you. Oh, yeah,
the whole friend. You act like we together. But then as you start arguing with them and you tripping, it's like, but we just friends, though.
We just friends.
I'm tired of all of y'all. I'm tired of all of y'all, to be honest.
But honestly,
y'all love that. Y'all love acting like we're together and let's do this thing. But as soon as a problem arises, it's like, we just friends. Like, what you?
And I told you from the jump, we love it.
You need to miss me with all of that. Like, miss me with all of that.
But can you really be mad if you stick around, even though y'all
That's
know
that?
No, you can't be mad. But y'all know what y'all be doing. No, you can't be mad.
But you let us. The women.
Hey, that's the thing.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the jumping begins from our side.
I don't think it's a let. I think it's a you know what you're doing. Like, you do enough for the girl to stick around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing everything. You're doing enough because you know that girl. You know what she needs, or
But at the end of the day, it is your decision to stay.
Okay, so if she leave, you gonna chase her though?
No.
Or you just gonna let her leave?
Because I have too much pride. Personally.
That's the problem. This girl that you love for years, you just gonna let her go?
Nah, I lie. I'm over here being fake. Nah.
Exactly.
See, the thing is, I am prideful, but I'm not gonna just super chase.
It's like not. She been super chasing your ass because you ain't ready.
Hey,
that's a super chase because you're not ready.
Get him, Dawn.
That's a sticking around because you're not ready though.
Get him, Dawn.
Like, that's a chase. So let's talk about the girl chasing you. So it's your time to chase her when she leave you because you ain't got your.
But I mean, I guess if you really care about that girl, then you do. But the thing is, like you said, we do know what we're doing. We know how
Y'all
to
know
push
exactly.
you right to that edge where it's like, all right, let me
exactly.
chill out now.
Exactly.
Like you're good.
Y'all know exactly how we doing.
But once we
That's
push you to the edge, and then it'd be that one time where a girl would just be like, "Oh well," but she'll just start acting wild, and then you just pull out the. Well, I told you what it was from the jump card.
Contract.
Now that card,
y'all
you
love
no,
that.
hold on. That card
That's
never
it's-
because it never declines. It never
always
declines.
gonna go through.
It always
It's
goes.
always gonna go through. It's like, damn, you gonna hit me with that? We
But
just did this, and this. You finna hit me with that? Nah, that's not cool.
Just so you know.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
He's for sure been handed to my ass a couple of times. I'm like, what?
Oh
it's
my gosh.
It's the truth though. Especially
No, I know truth.
see if you go back to the very beginning and y'all start talking and an individual lets you know what y'all relationship will consist of from the very beginning. If it gets to that point and he says that, can you still be mad?
But the thing about it is that y'all say these things, like y'all say, hey, I'm not ready for that, but y'all act like, let's do this, let's do that. And then it's like,
Okay, as men, we tend to get a little comfortable. You know what I mean? So we'll have
blame it
those.
on us for getting comfortable.
No. But that's why we have to like wake ourselves up and be like, whoa, wait, this is not what I was trying to do.
Reality checks.
Whoa. And that's when we just pull out our good old what you thought this was card
It's not even cool.
and swipe left or insert.
Not even cool.
Insert the chip.
Do you
No
start feeling
cashback.
pressured after a while? It's just like, I don't want no issue, so let me throw this card out there. Like, hey, we getting too cool. We getting too close.
Now, enough about us. I want to dive into you a little bit since you're our guest for today. How do you feel like dating is in LA? Oh, wow. Trash.
It's the worst thing. It's so bad. Like, it's so bad. I'd rather be by myself. Like, it's really bad. It's mainly bad because a lot of black guys out there don't like black girls.
No.
I can see it.
Oh no, y'all,
I
it's
can
really
see
bad.
it.
No.
Back to
Like,
the South.
LA?
I can
For
believe it.
sure, a lot of black guys don't like black girls, and I feel like
Is it now you only experience this in LA or is this like just a okay?
Nah,
okay.
just in
Because in
LA.
Houston we love our
I
women
know,
here.
I know. It's in LA. The black guys don't really like black girls like that. But how I am, I'm not even into dating. I'm really focused on what I'm doing and what I have going on. I don't want
trying
to
to get a
bring
check.
someone along right now. I just don't. So as far as dating, I'm just really like off that. If it comes like naturally, like if it's all natural and it's all natural feelings and natural vibes, I'm gonna go along with it. But me just like scouting and just like, ooh, I'm choosing a day and all, like, nah.
Now we had a quick discussion last week, all right? And the discussion, well, it wasn't really a discussion. It was just something that I brought up. Juwan was kind of talking about it as well. You said right now at the age of 25, you're more so into what you're doing. I call these years the selfish years, if you
Very.
mind.
Yeah.
So do you like the idea of meeting somebody just when, like, through the crossroad, or do you want to build with somebody? Because now would be the time to do it.
It's weird. I guess I would say, as far as building, it would have to be somebody that I previously talked to, or I previously had something with.
So the history.
Yeah, the history. I can build with that. But as far as meeting someone now, it would all have to be like a flow and just like, God just wants this person in my life, because that's just how it's going to have to be, because I'm not really out trying to get there. And I know it takes years to get to know somebody. So if I'm trying to get married, I need to meet that guy now. But let's not forget the people in our past and our history that we can,
I
also
forget the
revert
people.
back
I
to and
forget the
just
people in the
build
past.
I hate to get off topic, but when it comes to growing with somebody and building that connection with somebody, how do you guys think individuals should go about that? Because I know a lot of people and like a whole bunch of stuff talks about how, if you plan on being with somebody, you guys try to start off as friends, but I don't think a lot of people don't do that nowadays. A lot of people go
Jump right
straight
to it.
into
And
it.
that's pretty whack though, because
is
at the end of the day, that should be your best friend, So you should be friends.
Yeah,
like,
but-
you really should.
But
Oh,
how do you maintain like a legitimate friendship? Well, I guess it takes some
You
maturity.
can't, and
yeah.
that's the bad thing about it. You want to throw the friend thing, but at the end of the day, like, y'all not just friends. Like,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be a little bit more. But let's just say the friendship to keep it safe and keep this on it. But
And I feel like that just makes everything so misunderstood. I feel like
it's very confusing.
Yeah, so I feel like you should just throw any feelings you really have, just throw it out there from the
That should be
jump.
your-
Exactly. Let's just go with the flow, and if we feel, we
Like,
feel. If
like,
we
know,
don't,
like
we
know how you
don't.
want to build, and then they can rock with it. Like, okay, I see what you
'Cause
want.
if you just
they gonna rock with you.
If you just start as friends, it really kind of ends up just kind of stalling and like prolonging, and then y'all are just still in the friend boat, and that's kind of annoying.
But I feel like even if you are throwing your feelings out there, that y'all can still be friends though, because I feel like when you being being friends means really getting to know this person, really getting to know if you can chill with this person and just be with this person at all these times. You know, just really get to know them. I feel like that's just the first step, period. I don't think there's no, okay, we're talking and we're dating and then we're married and then like, nah, like you have to be friends for real. Because you have to see if you can really be with this person for the rest of your life. Like,
we're going off in the craziest tangent, but I like it. So this is what I will say. We went from, you know, how far you'll date to how you'll date. So let's do it like this. Okay, so this friend zone, because this is all kind of turning back into cuffing season just slightly. So this friend zone that you talk of, this friend stage, how long do you let this last before you make your intentions known? Now lie to us.
Honestly, it goes by me, and it depends on the guy. Some guys are ready to move quicker than other guys. I feel like I need to be talking to someone for at least 2 years before we are even boyfriend, girlfriend.
Duh, Juwan, you're whack. Juwan said this like 2 weeks ago.
I think you should be talking to someone for at least a year or two.
No.
I
He
feel
said
like you can hide so much things. Like you can hide things for so long, for years and years.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, like you can hide things for like years and years and years. So for sure, at least a year or two before it's like, all right, we can. I feel like I know you can do this. Let's go.
Thank you.
2 years is way too long.
I said the same.
You think so?
Someone can
You a lover boy.
No, that's a jail sentence.
You a lover boy. You like hopping into stuff like.
Europe.
Yo, 2 years is perfect.
So what's yours? Like, I'm curious.
Give me about 6 months and I'm Gucci.
6 months? That's the puppy love stage. Like, y'all just love each other.
You haven't had an
like,
argument yet.
Yeah, like, y'all just love each other then. Like,
I feel like this podcast, I can really just be transparent. This is my thing, though. I feel like after 2 years, I'm kind of just like, I'm off you. I'm like, bro.
What do you mean? If you have a wife, you just gonna say I'm off you?
No. If I have a friend and nothing's progressing after like 7 months, I'm off you.
Well, why y'all not progressing? What do you mean progressing? Like progressing as far as like I need to be in a relationship, or just progressing as far as like
no. First of all,
learning and knowing each
that
other?
relationship work is not spoken of in this podcast.
Okay.
Second of all, at least not from this side. Second of all, I just feel like when it comes to the whole friendship kind of stage, 2 years is kind of like it's an extended period of time, very, very extended.
So
to be somebody's friend.
So you're not talking about relationship. You're talking about just being at a talking dating stage.
Yeah, that's what.
At 6 months, okay. Yeah. I'm talking about boyfriend girlfriend. Like,
so you'll talk to somebody for 2 years
before we become boyfriend. Like we'd be dating for like a year or two, and then we could.
That's like, a lot of cheating that can go on though.
It's not cheating because we're not together. If you really feel like. Oh, y'all
here we go.
If I'm dating someone and I know that I'm not gonna have sex with you because I just know how I am and I probably won't. Like I'm just more because I feel like I won't have sex with you unless you're like my boyfriend. So like, if I know that I'm not about to do it, go out and do whatever you feel like you need to do to satisfy whatever need you need to satisfy because I know I'm not giving it to you. And if you still rock with me because I'm a real ass person, then it's cool. And then we could be boyfriend, girlfriend, and then we can do that.
Okay.
Yes. No, honestly,
and that's just that.
You know what's crazy? No, she really just gave.
Wow. Hey, every girl, please listen to this podcast. Please.
They need this gospel right here.
No, honestly, about like the trying to maintain. That's like a great way to maintain, like be friends. Yes. Before you actually develop.
Like if I'm not giving what you need to go give you, if you really want to have sex, please go do that. Like it's not that big to y'all anyway. It's not that big of a deal to y'all anyways, right? So you can have sex with somebody and be like, all right, cool. See me, it is. I just can't have sex with somebody and be like, all right, cool. So it's like, if I know I'm not gonna do it, just you go ahead and do it. It's not a big deal to you anyway.
So if he's okay, hold on. I'm about to get her with this one. All right, y'all ready? Hold on, I'm about to get her with this one. All right, so listen. So what if he does that and he's very transparent about these actions that he moves with, and he comes back to you and tells you, I ain't gonna lie, but this week I was really getting it popping.
And I'm like, wow, tell me more. Like that's what's up. Like
you're a liar.
I swear to God, like I'm not bullshitting y'all. Like
all
I just
ladies that lie like Dawn, please.
I'm not
leave
lying,
it to yourself.
y'all. Like y'all gotta understand, I'm very cool. I'm very laid back. I'm very chill. Like I don't really trip off a lot of things. How selfish am I to know that I'm not satisfying you in that way to be like, oh, you just gonna fuck somebody? Like, go do whatever you feel like you gotta do. I know I'm a real ass person and I'm a good ass person and it don't mean nothing to you anyway. So you gonna come back anyway.
If I'm confident enough to tell you like stuff like that that's going on with me, 9 times out of 10, man, I'm starting to look at you more towards like a sister
You think so?
Yeah, oh yeah, my fault.
I mean, don't get me wrong. No guy has, any guy that I've talked to or dated or whatever has never came to me and told me straight up like, hey, I just had sex last night. But I'm saying I'm comfortable with it if you want to tell me. But I mean, they haven't. But if that's what you want to do, to each his own. That's your body, your decisions.
Hey, you're a lot different than a lot of girls, because a lot of girls would be like,
be a big hissy fit in here.
Start bashing you.
I'm really not. I'm being for real. Like, that's just how I am. I just know how I am. So it's like, if I'm gonna talk to somebody, I'm fair enough to accept that, because I know sex is not that big of a deal to y'all. So it's not like you're gonna stop talking to me.
So in that stage, you kind of know where y'all are, pretty much. Okay, that's cool.
I know I'm not having sex with you, so
that's respectable.
Last question that I have for Miss Dawn. Okay, so with this being said, and with the way he moves, you're very accepting of it. I wonder why most men, maybe it's the men that you're particularly dating, but I wonder why most men, but I wonder why most men don't be honest with you and tell you. So no man has ever told you just up front, yeah, look, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm moving, you know, get with it or get lost.
More in the sense of more like, hey, like, as more I'm trying to get my life together, we're just friends, like that, but not so like, hey, I'm talking to this, I got 3 people I'm talking to and have sex with this person. Like, nah, I don't get that deep. But I mean, at least some guys are more, not a lot. A lot of guys are not very real to you straight up from the jump. Most guys will lead you on, and then midway you find out about another girl. That happened to me before. Or there is a guy who told me straight up from the jump, like, this what I got going on, this what it is, and it's like, I mean, you know.
And you usually chose the...
You accepted it?
You accepted it, or you chose...
Accepted the climb, my nigga.
Well.
You told the truth. You fucking with it or not?
No, I be fucking with it because I know that I'm also in this grinding stage trying to do what I have to do. So I don't want to fully commit to you either. So if we're on a set where it's like you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, but at the end of the day, like, we're cool. You know, I can vent to you. I can talk to you about certain things. I come to you with certain problems. Like,
you build a comfort stage.
Yeah, it's just like building a comfort zone, a comfort stage. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'm not about to sit up here and text you all day and call you and FaceTime you. And
after 2 years, you are.
You find time for what you want to find time for it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really want to find the time. You know.
Well, in this segment, I think we found out a couple of things about ourselves and about Dawn. I feel like Dawn is the type of person who doesn't really get too heavily invested in people.
I don't. You're so right. I swear, like, I don't have time. I don't. Like, my guys that I talk to roster is probably on one hand. I'm not even gonna lie.
The roster
I ain't
is short?
talked to that many people. It's very short.
The only 5.
No, like, it's very short. Like, for real, like, it gotta be on one hand. It can't go to 2. Like, I don't really have the time.
No 6 men of the year in this
Nuns. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the live segment. Appreciate that, Juwan, for this week. We're going to go into our music segment next, but we're actually going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the Library Podcast.
Hey, shout out for this week goes to my boy Kanan Caldwell, aka Kano Demir, man. He just dropped Rap Blues on the SoundCloud. And hey, man, it's a dope, solid project, man. Sam fam, man, 10th brother, bro. Hey, keep doing your thing, bro. I see you, man, already.
All right, and we're back with the Library Podcast. This is volume number 5. We have Donisha here, we have Juwan here, we have Jared here, we have Nelson here, and another friend of the show, we have Davis here as well. We're going to go ahead and get started with our music segment with Jared Patrick. Take us away, Jared. Hey, right, first of all, before he takes us away, let's go ahead and respect Fly Union one time.
Hey, one time for the one time.
All right, that's all they get. That's all they get. All right, go ahead, Jared.
All right, man. Okay, let me backtrack just a little bit. From last week, we did Grammy nominations, but I forgot to mention some albums that came out. So Miguel dropped a joint, War and Leisure. We'll talk about that in a second. And my boy Dom Ken and Hit Boy, $500,000 been running, bro. So just gonna get a quick opinion. How you feel about the Miguel joint? First and foremost.
Okay, Miguel's album is, I'm not going to say it's trash. What I will say is compared to the first album that he had, I think it was a self-titled album called Miguel, and then his probably most mainstream album, which was Kaleidoscope Dreams with Adorn and, you know, The P Word Is Mine and all those other songs. I feel like it doesn't match up to those in terms of quality and sonically, but there are some joints that I really do enjoy. Now, Anointed is one of my favorite songs on the album. I do like I Told You So, even though it sounds like a Prince rendition. I also do like Come Through and Chill, even though J. Cole's verse is really him talking about Donald Trump, which I don't get how you talk about Donald Trump on a Come Through and Chill song. Exactly. And I do also enjoy, I like Skywalker. Yeah. Like wholeheartedly. I really do like Skywalker.
Crazy thing, I heard Come Through and Chill last year, and I thought it was a good song. So to hear it now, it's like cool. Skywalker, I think Skywalker set the tone for what I thought the album was going to be on. Kind of like when we thought Brent Faiyaz was going to bring that fire from Crew. I was like, all right, bet, but it was a different sound. So here we're listening to that very chill.
But that wasn't Brent Faiyaz's fault.
Well, it was his fault. But you know how everybody, like as a consumer, you want to hear that sound.
Yeah.
You know, so I think when we hear Skywalker, like, oh shit, Miguel coming with heat. So when we hear that, we're thinking like every song is going to be that type of vibrant, like fun. Boom.
But I think we look for Miguel to be like a top tier R&B artist. Like, do you ever think that we put? What do you put Miguel? Do you rather put Miguel in the category of Bruno Mars in them, or do you put him like with Chris Brown in them?
He's in the Bruno Mars category because also he produces at times too, and he has a different sound compared to the commercial Chris Brown sound. So I give him that. I give him the Bruno Mars effect, but he's not there yet. Maybe like 2-3 more years, he can get where he needs to be. Because as an artist, and him doing his vocals, doing covers at times, he's killing. He's been killing in 2017 when he kind of showed face again.
I think this was the album because his last album, Wild Heart, was actually pretty trash too. So I think this was supposed to be the album where he really shows everybody that he's like
the breakthrough.
Exactly, but it just didn't happen. But I mean, Skywalker is still a really good song. The second single that he came out with, I Told You So, is still a good song.
Yeah.
Come Through and Chill, sonically is still a good song. Just with it was just terrible writing.
So it doesn't make top 10 in 2017, huh?
No, not even top 10 R&B albums. Damn, to be honest, yeah.
Sheesh.
Bruno Mars 24K came out this year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's not killing that.
It's not better than Chris Brown's album. Trey Songz didn't even drop anything this year. It's not better. It's not better than Brent Faiyaz's project. It's not better than a lot of R&B projects. It's not better than.
It's not killing Sampha. I'll tell you that right now.
It's really just that song.
Yeah, but you're a Sampha fan.
Exactly. I'm going to
Ty Dolla $ign.
Okay, he's not R&B.
Ty Dolla $ign. So what is he?
He's hip hop. He's a mix. Really? He's a crossover. He's a hybrid.
Okay.
Let's be real.
I could take that.
You know what I'm saying?
But the album was, in a grade scale, I probably give it like a C-.
Okay, I can respect that. All right, check this out. So also, I heard this from one of my group chats. A lot of meaningless music came out. So Big Sean, Double or Nothing. Metro Boomin. Remember the collabs? We talk about them collab shits, man, and niggas are still doing collabs out here. How y'all feel about that?
And it's whack. Just like, and Juwan was the main person saying, if you have the opportunity to collab, then collab. But these collab albums are whack.
Hold up. Juwan said, if you're an artist that needs the help, collab. No, nigga, don't collab. You're good.
See, the thing is, if they would have never collabed, how would we know it sucked or not?
Nigga, that whole album sucked.
I'm glad they did that because it lets them know, okay, we don't need to be doing this.
Okay, now you know what? I'll give you that. The thing is, Metro Boomin's sound drowned out Big Sean. The features on the songs killed Big Sean. So honestly, they need to be collabing with that nigga versus him.
Yeah, I don't think it was the collab fault though, because Metro Boomin is the producer.
Yeah,
Big Sean is the artist.
Yeah, and granted, that's what it is. It's still a collab album because they're joined together as forces to make this sound, of course, for Metro and Big Sean's flow to go with it.
I think my thing is they're just like, it's to the point where they're pointless because Metro Boomin's sound doesn't even go well with Big Sean.
It's not him.
Yeah,
bro.
He's like a punchline rapper, so and it's not even knocking like it should be.
And if it's a storytelling, we're going 2088 with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a very supersonic, very like mellow sound. He didn't have none of that.
That came out last year. Okay, never mind.
That was good. And then he dropped I Decided this year, and that was cool, but it's kind of slept. It's like kind of looked over because it's a lot of heat that came out. But my thing about the album that he dropped recently is he has a couple songs that really I give notice. Like Legends went hard, Reasons go hard, and Sway Lee. We talked about Sway Lee last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Shit, man, that nigga sound like the Dream, bro. I swear he sound like the Dream on that hoe. I asked my little brother, I said, "That's the Dream?" He said, "Nah, bro, that's Sway." I said, "Damn, son, that nigga ate that hoe." But that goes to show the other artists ran it versus him. Even Travis Scott ran it on Legends too.
They're just better on Metro Boomin beats.
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel like Big Sean's sound just doesn't. It's not meant for a Metro Boomin beat, like a trap beat. So it's just not meant for it.
But the songs weren't even as trappy as we thought. I thought.
And that's why, because he's trying to conform. Metro Boomin is trying to conform to like not Chris Brown. Metro Boomin is trying to conform to Big Sean, and Big Sean is trying to also get into the style of Metro Boomin. So at the end of the day, they didn't meet the crossroad. They didn't, and that's the problem.
They did. That little narco sounding beat was cool.
It's terrible.
Honestly, I don't think it was that bad. I feel like if they worked together a little bit more to be able to fit each other, but I'm pretty sure it was just like hey bro, let's try to work on a project together.
True.
That's what I feel like it was. I feel like it was a test run.
But I say like this too, because like Big Sean is becoming one of those artists like a Wale and Meek Mill. Like we'll like give him a hard time because we know what to expect from him. So right now he's in the bottom of the toe pole.
Is Big Sean a top 5 rapper?
Right now? Hell no. He top 10, but not top 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's
like
and
he
should
seven.
be top 5 though.
He should. Right now he's Iguodala. He can ball, but you don't need him just like you don't need him right now. Only for emergencies.
Yeah. See, I think. Yeah, I agree. I give Big Sean probably like number 7 out of 10. Now, if we rewind back 2 years of that Dark Sky Perry, oh my god.
Yeah, that
probably his best album.
Woo.
Yeah, that was.
Boy, we jammed. That's all I jammed on with the Panama, bro.
Yeah, that was probably his best album.
That's
but see, that's the thing about him. He has like too many ups and downs because Hall of Fame was really, really trash. Ooh, but Dark Side of Paradise was really, really good.
Finally Famous, the album version, debut album, Finally Famous.
That was okay.
It was commercial.
Yeah, that was. But that's what he was going for. And then what did he drop this year? He dropped. I decided this year.
I decided it was cool. Right.
It was okay.
It was all right. I was on a flight to LA going to Soulquarius, and I listened to it just to kind of like let it run while I'm going out there, and I fell asleep to it. So I knew that whole sucked.
I'm not gonna lie. Last podcast you said you met Amory at Soulquarius.
Yes.
This guy here.
Bad.
No, I'm sorry. She's a childhood crush of mine. I'm sorry.
Bad bitch. She ain't changed one bit, brother. She's bad.
She's very beautiful.
But yeah. So let me move past Sean, man. Sean Dunn. Hey, you disappointed me, cuz. Hey. So for some real true hip hop fans, Dom Kennedy has been dropping a series called Half a Mil. He dropped it since last year. Him and Hit Boy have a collab. They dropped the self-titled album version right now called Half a Mil, courtesy of Half a Mil. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Like we give Dom Kennedy a lot of flack as of recent time because his voice and sound has changed. And I was one of those people on the bandwagon. Man, this nigga tripping. He suck. But I went back and played Los Angeles Not For Sale Volume 1. Listen to it. That's a great album. Not like the top 10 great, but it's a great album to listen to. It's a really sleeper album. Then I went back and listened to all the Half a Mils. He has one with Quentin Miller, like Bishop Quentin Miller. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hit Boy is killing on the producing. He's killing on the raps too, and as well as Dom. Dom's talking fly raps, bro. We gotta remember, Dom is still a fly rapper. So I give credit where credit's due. This album kind of stayed in the pocket where it needs to be. Fly shit, great caption stuff right there. So I ain't gonna lie, I liked it. He got a song with Larry June. I call Larry June the Trap Dom. They got a song together, Fix Me a Plate. That hell fire.
I think the problem with Dom Kennedy is he waited too long. Like right after Get Home Safely, which was in 2000. I remember Get Home Safely, and then Nothing Was the Same.
14
dropped the same month.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 14 or 13?
That was 14.
You sure?
I went to the concert. I seen Dom Kennedy 3 times that year.
Okay, well that dropped, and then we didn't hear from him for like another 2 years. Mm-hmm. And in rap, it's really just kind of like, what have you done for me lately? So
what have you done for me lately?
Yeah. So since he wasn't really in the mix for that like 2-year stretch, I think he was dropping mixtapes here and there, like very seldomly, but they weren't even knocking like they were supposed to. Yeah. And the fly rap kind of died. People just started, rapping more about drug consumption.
Trap rap kind of
exactly that kind of took over. So I mean, I still look for it. I still appreciate it, and I'm still entertained by it. But I feel like, just the general public was like, okay, well, we haven't heard from you in a while, and we're kind of waiting for music, and you let us wait too long. And then when he came back, it wasn't hard enough to be like, okay, this is
compared
what
to
we
the
were
albums
looking
that
for.
came out that year in 2016,
Exactly.
we was expecting that Watermelon Sunday 25th hour sound again, and we got some. At first, it was some weird shit, but now I go back into the vault and I listen to it. That hoe is fly. That nigga got some traps. He got some traps. He got some.
Watermelon Sunday.
That's to get back. That's 2009. Cause
that's that chill.
That was. But we was going back to that type of like. That's how we first look at Dom.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that nigga dropped that out like that.
Quick question, tangent. Quick question. Somebody told me that Ashanti in R&B is very underrated, like in totality.
Is it true? Yeah.
Ashanti.
Yeah. She is because in the time period that she came out of, she was on top. But then you see how she kind of disappeared. Mm-hmm. It's like you kind of don't appreciate her music because like you still got Beyonce going. Rihanna came in right in there. You know what I'm saying? You kind of like lose her in the sauce. But you go back to it and that 2000 era. You kind of like okay,
man. I feel like it was the individual she was around. Once that record label got cleaned up, then she got swept up under with it.
And she wasn't able to like adapt. You know, like Beyonce adapt through times. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a time change. Like her music, it just got better and better. And save for Rihanna, I don't think Ashanti had the same luck. Sadly.
Nah, she didn't have the luck. Man. When Ja Rule fell off, she fell off with him.
See, I feel like Ashanti was more. I say this about a lot of artists though, but I feel like Ashanti was better just being that good looking feature artist.
No, she had some hits.
She had some hits, man.
Like her being like the lady of Murder Inc. was actually very lit, you know. And just like you said, like when they were popping, like she was popping, like, and when their reign was on, like they were crazy.
You don't understand how popping like Murder Inc. really used to be though.
Hey, she should have went to G Unit.
It's not that.
Oh, she doesn't fit G Unit image though. That would have been the bad thing.
And that Olivia girl did too.
Yep, she sure did.
Nigga, that was slap in the face.
Olivia, honestly, no, she was fine though, but she was nowhere near on the same caliber as Ashanti. You know
Charlie Baltimore is better than Olivia, nigga.
Charlie Baltimore was on Murder Inc. too. You feel me?
Just imagine Ashanti singing G Unit, man. But that's hooks all day.
But yeah, I feel on that. But hold on, let's get back to the track right quick. Don, you in LA? How everybody feel about Don Kennedy out there?
I don't know. That's kind of hard for me to answer. I've only been there since like June. Don't know that many people, so I don't know. But I love Dom Kennedy, me personally.
Okay, and it's funny you said that. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
When I went out there in February, he dropped Los Angeles Life for Sale and Volume 1 in December. Mm-hmm. So I went out there in February. I was out there for 2 days before I went to OC for the Aquarius concert. And I kid you not, every shop I went to, besides Supreme and Diamond, because I couldn't go there because it rained for the first time in a long time. Every shop, I went to Pata, Saki, Undefeated. They were playing Dom like crazy in that house.
They do play a lot of Cali music. I'm trying to think. YG, they play him a lot.
They play him already. And don't get me wrong, it's local.
Yeah.
But the way they was playing it, they was like, this whole busting, bro.
And I'm sure that's pretty how they really feel. It's just I don't know like for sure, but I wouldn't doubt it because just driving around and just like, you know, a lot of people drive around like with their windows down and you can like hear what they're listening to and it's always some Cali like Cali music.
Okay. So do you feel like Cali, like the people in California or the people in the LA area really support the artists in the LA area? Or is it just something to whereas everybody
if they're already
lives in
on the
LA?
come up, yeah. I feel like if they're an artist that's from LA that has a name for themselves, I think just like how we would in Houston, I feel like it's the same.
Man,
I don't know.
You don't think Houston shows love?
Not as much.
Man, I don't know.
Whoever don't like Travis Scott is true.
I mean, I guess
I'll get on that in a second.
I guess it's kind of true because I mean I'm a military kid, man. So I've been everywhere. But like sometimes when I go to different states, like for example, if I go to Cali, I'm gonna listen to artists. I'm gonna naturally want to listen to artists that's from the area,
so
just so I'm in the vibe.
I remember my friend was out there. I would listen to Tupac because it was like, we're in Cali. We're in Cali.
If I'm in Louisiana, guess where I'm going to? I'm going to Wayne.
Oh, okay,
I'm going
so
to
you like to get in the vibe.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm in New York, I'm probably gonna throw on some Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, just all of just wherever they're from.
I'll jam with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna jam what I want. I don't care where I am, but I feel you because I know people that are.
But I'm going to go back to what you just said about the artists supporting in the city. Mm-hmm. I think within Houston itself, it's hard to support Houston artists nowadays because the sound ain't Houston sound no more. So you see a disconnect from the like let's say Swisher House, SUC days to now. Of course, Travis Scott is that nigga. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, his sound is it. But the radio, I mean, of course, the radio only going to play his commercial, but they're not going to give him as much love right now. It's like it's starting to come up now. A while back, it wasn't. And there's a lot of other wavy Houston artists out here that's doing their thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Cardi, like,
I'm sorry. I definitely had to do it.
Yeah. But anyways, like, I can see, like, and let's go, let's move forward. Like in Atlanta, everybody supports everybody.
For sure.
I think in Houston it's harder I think it's harder right now because
we don't have our own sound.
You don't have our own sound no more. We
did, yeah.
We did, and everybody kind of just took it as appropriation to make it theirs.
Can I also chime in on that?
Go ahead,
I feel like honestly, a lot of places don't have their own sound anymore. Besides,
what places in exact though?
Okay, New York people sound like Chicago people. Like New York music.
You think so?
Like drill music and stuff. Have you heard Bobby Shmurda? That don't sound like New York hip hop. Like you know,
like Chicago, like Florida.
Like even ASAP Rocky kind of got a little H-Town flavor.
He took our shit from Purple Swag.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you can
create too.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say
we have influence. I say that.
Yeah, like okay, Cali music is still the same. You know, Bay Area music is still pretty much the same. You know, exactly. I would say like Southern hip hop, Atlanta music is still the same. But Houston is like. I mean, I guess it's become like a melting pot, of like a whole bunch of other types of, like sounds and stuff. So that's the reason why it sounds like that.
Fun fact, niggas outside of this southern area, they think that Atlanta runs this bitch. And I've been to 2 places and I've seen that. When I went to LA, I went to Grits and Biscuits, and they had this is supposed to be a southern party.
Grits and Biscuits before.
And they played 90% Atlanta music, 10% Memphis, and you don't hear nothing else.
Well, who'd they play from Memphis besides Dolphin Gotti?
They played 8-Ball MJG. Bro, they were playing some Memphis. That was it, bro. They didn't play no Texas. They played a little Louisiana. Like little. Like I'm talking about if you see the fingers I'm making right here? Little, like dead ass. So they think that Atlanta runs it, which I give you credit because
but they kinda do. They kinda do.
In the sense of like what you hear on commercial sound, yes. But if you want to go real underground,
Chicago, bro. A lot of people coming out of Chicago.
That's Midwest though.
Like 2013, but not now.
That's Midwest though. But I see where you're going with that though. But yeah, so it's like people hear Southern sound and they think that. So it's like we get lost in the sauce at the end of the day because Houston is known for screwed and chopped. A lot of people do not like screwed and chopped music. Yeah, they do not like it.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. That's my
everything
shit.
sounds better chopped and
Hey, shout out my shameless plug. Shout out my boy DJ Auditory for the chops, man.
Yeah, real life.
That nigga be dropping the hits, man.
Let me give a quick story. So when I was in middle school and all I had was a radio in my room. I used to listen to 97.9 every Sunday night, starting at 9 p.m. Shout out to Michael Watts. That's where my love came from. I think chopped and screw music. I feel like everybody kind of likes it. They don't like it in like an excessive matter. Like they don't like the whole. Yeah, they don't want the whole song like that.
Bro, I listened to the whole Beyonce self-titled album, Chopped and Screwed. It was amazing.
I'm most definitely telling y'all, the love of chopped and screw music is most definitely a Houston thing. Like I'm telling you, it's people from other states and even other cities like Dallas that hate chopped and screw music.
They hate it.
They don't understand it.
And they don't. That's the reason why we appreciate it so much. And I want to backtrack when you said that we kind of don't have our own sound no more. Low key. Our sound is not 100% selling like how other sounds are. That's the reason why we kind of like, if you're an artist and you want to make it, you kind of got to do that. Like, you got to pull a OT Genesis. Like, you got to go mainstream. And then once everybody start jamming or something, you say, okay, this is how I really feel.
Quick question, Sauce Walker, man. You think he's trying to like take that Migos type vibe out here? Or
Nah, Sauce Walker got his own wave, man.
Go. I didn't make sure. Because only reason I say that is because I'm going to go back to when Drake was supposed to use Too Legit to Quit It.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm going as Sauce Walker could have been the next Migos of Texas.
No, I would give that to
who would you give it to?
Young Nation. Could have been the next Migos.
Ooh, damn.
So let's not sleep on that.
Stop.
Damn.
Young Nation could have not been the next Migos.
Yes, they could have.
What?
Yes, they could have.
The thing about it is,
no.
The thing, Young Nation music most definitely jams. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like not everybody's gonna take it serious because like. They got a lot of comical music, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The Nation?
So, yeah,
it's
like
about growth. I feel like if they would have just stayed in the game and like grow with the trends and how at the time that type of music was just in though.
Yeah.
Like let's bring Young Nation back out. I mean, if they would have just kept going with the flow, yes, they could have, but they were just doing what was popping.
But you think do you think they would only be successful in Texas, or would they be successful out of Texas?
I feel like
you think people in New York? You think people in New York are gonna be jamming "Work Don't Stop"?
Yes.
No. Hey,
yes.
DC, they
that live.
But it is a great song. It's a great song though.
It's that live. I really
sure.
do. I really do. Work Don't Stop. That's a legendary song. Like.
Hey,
for sure.
DC, they ran that hoe.
Exactly.
I shit you not.
I wouldn't believe it.
They ran that hoe. So, you got a point. But I do see both of your sides, so I'll let it be. So I do see both of your sides. But
for sure.
Anyways, you know what I'm saying? This hoe can go on for days, but let's move forward. So it's time for Lord of the Chords. Don, I hope you bless us with a track today with some heat, because niggas is coming with the heat in this house.
So y'all say, I'm going to give y'all.
Oh, shit. She talking
this artist out of Oakland.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the Bay Area.
Hey, wavy shit.
And he's actually one of my clients. And I'm not being biased.
No. I'm already knowing.
But he's actually pretty lit.
Okay. Homie got bars. I've seen some of the videos you put. Homie got bars. So.
He got bars. So.
Okay, we'll let him go. You want to go first with that, or you want him to go last?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just play. I'll play one of his like recent freestyles.
For sure.
Okie doke. So we got C5. I got 5 on it. Freestyle. Any nigga named C5. Yeah, I'm about
to say. I got 5 on the drink, tank on E. Stay away from police, get a nosebleed. How I'm reaching heights, but I stay low key, grinding no sleep. I was taught to never fear man, cause we both bleed. In the field, no cleats, mud sticking to my shoe. I'm the realest in the room, man, time I'm in it. Dodge bullets and statistics, chasing ends, hopping fences. Kept the hammer on my side like a mistress, and now I run this shit like Olympics. I got the torch now, never punting on 4th down. I'm billboard bound, they don't wanna see me ball like Iverson at Georgetown, but I'm so wavy, make you drown on the shore now. Boy, I'm at the foreground, I never play the back. Everything I spend, I make it back, twice as some change. Give me a mic and a stage, and I'm a rocket. I use my sock for my wallet, I'm going in like deposits.
I'm going in like deposits. Shout out C5. I got 5 on it, freestyle. C5 said I use my sock as my wallet.
Trap shit.
That's live. I like that, dude.
That's nice.
That was beautiful. Shout out C5 one time. Next, Lord of the Chord. I think we're gonna go with Jared.
Hey, I had to put my boy Cousin Stiz in the mix, man. Boston artist again. I did have a replay last week. I'm doing Cousin Stiz. Juwan went to a Cousin Stiz show with me. Hey, I've been listening to this cat since 2015. When I got offline, that's the first thing I heard was Cousin Stiz, and this dude is wavy. And he has a different sound. I guess it's like a southern sound, but I don't know. Y'all be the judge of it, man. Y'all gonna hear that sound, man. It's live as hell. But this song called All Star, new shit. So check it out.
Anybody named Cousin Stiz got to be live too. I ain't gonna lie.
No, hey, this how it gonna be live.
Yeah, nothing changed but the change. Pockets so slow like a sprain. Me and my niggas gon' ball. Took the work down south like the All-Star. I follow you, I be lost. Really, I'm much better off. Turn myself right to a boss. Turn myself right to a boss. Hey, pockets are so like a sprain. Me and my niggas gon' ball. Took the work down south like the All-Star. I follow you, I be lost. Really, I'm much better off. Turn myself right to a boss. Turn myself right to a boss. Damn, they just put my bro in the chains. I'm drinking to fill up the pain, so I can't remember your name. If you gon' play the game, just know that it's Hall of Fame. Those are the sides I don't claim. It's just me and the campaign. You sold yourself for a little fame. I'd rather we all make it on the boat. Read $1 million for the show. I'm putting up checks next to all the goals. I got supply, I'm a roto. I read the sign like a horoscope. I'm striving to get a whole corner hole. Nothing changed but the change. Pockets so slow like a sprain. Me and my niggas gon' ball. Took the work down south like the All-Star. I follow you, I be lost. Really, I'm much better off. Turn myself right to a boss. Turn myself right to a boss. Hey, pockets are so like sprain. Me and my niggas gon' ball. Took the work down south like the All-Star. I follow you, I be lost. Really, I'm much better off. Turn myself right to a boss. Turn myself right to a boss. Hey, yeah. I had to get back on my job. These niggas be putting out fake work. I'ma give you what you pay.
And that was Cousin Sis with All Star. Produced by T. Watt and M. Ali.
T. Watt makes the coldest beats for this boy.
And next we'll have Nelson on the Lord of the Chord.
Okay. I'm doing this one especially for the ladies. Shout out to my youngin' Molly Brazy. She got a song called Trust None. Let's check it out.
Who you a vote for this? Go, Grizz. Never trust a bitch, never trust a bitch. Never trust a bitch, gossiping and talking shit. Never trust a snake, never trust a snake. They gon' try to ride your wave and eat it off your plate. Never trust a hoe, never trust a hoe. Never trust a hoe cause she can't keep her legs closed. Never trust a fake, never trust a fake. They gon' talk behind your back, then smile up in your face. I don't care about no bitch, don't give a fuck about no hoe. Yeah, I'm a brazy bitch, put this 4-5 in your throat. Don't know why these bitches hating, don't know what they hate me for. These bitches don't want no problems, they know I'm about it for sure. Yeah, I'm stacking the cake. These broke bitches know they cannot rely on no bitch in my way. Me and you are not the same, but bitch, you knew that anyway. Pass me these bitches, I'm in my own lane. Fuck you talking about, bitch, I'm in my own way. Give bitches fame just by saying my name. Been rapping for years and bitches still lame. That ain't my problem, weak bitches gon' be weak. Bitches sneak this and pistol whip a bitch, now her teeth missing. Free my brother, the realest nigga I ever knew. Disrespect his name and the missiles coming after you. Never trust a bitch, never trust a bitch. Never trust a bitch, gossiping and talking shit. Never trust a snake, never trust a snake. They gon' try to ride your wave and eat it off your plate. Never trust a hoe, never trust a hoe.
And that was Nelson's Lord of the Chord for this week. And he also got that from a kid, just like he got the one last week from a kid.
Hey man, I've been dropping gems, dude. Please respect me, please.
He got this one from a child.
I gotta keep the young wave, bro. We can't be all that old people.
Middle school.
This song you definitely got from a 3-year-old.
Hey, when Molly Brazy blow up, don't say I ain't tell y'all song. Right?
Sound like Be Nasty.
That song sucked.
I know exactly.
And you know the thing about Nelson is, viewers, he's actually been kind of bodying it the last 2 weeks. So I don't know. That one was kind of weird. This one I'm going to go ahead and describe in a very vivid yet vibrant way. Okay, so I went to the Her concert about 4 weeks ago, and a beautiful, beautiful concert. Her actually sounds better. Like I said, she sounds better live than she does in studio, to be very honest. And when I went to the Her concert, guess who I saw open up for her? Tierra Thomas, the same one who sang Bad, the chorus for Bad by Wale. So I was thinking, oh, what is she possibly doing now? I haven't heard from her in forever. And she came out with a rendition for Touch Me, Tease Me, the song by Case, and just, you know, the whole cast. So I really thought that the Touch Me, Tease Me do-over was actually really kind of corny, but I was like, let me go ahead and give it a listen. Since it's such a great record, I hate when people redo such great records because I feel like they just don't live up to the hype. This was actually not the case for Miss Tierra. So this is Touch Me, Tease Me by Tierra Thomas. Yes, I'm an R&B head, I don't care.
Baby, that's exactly
that was Tierra Thomas with Touch Me, Tease Me. That's actually off of her EP, Don't Mention My Name. Tierra, and she looked beautiful, by the way, too. I forgot how pretty she actually was. Tierra Thomas is a very, very talented individual who I've actually paid a lot of attention to after that specific concert. So shout out to Tierra Thomas. This next one, no Dwelle this week from Juwan. No Little Brother, no Far Side, excuse me. What we got this week? I ain't gonna lie though, I be chopping on you that last week. That stuff you played last week was hard.
So cool by Lou J, yeah.
I was hungry too after that.
Yeah. But now this week, it's an artist out of Chicago. He recently just dropped a project called Wendy. He goes by the name of The Boy Illinois, and his song is 9094 Freestyle.
Featuring YP. This boy better be from Chicago.
Yeah, rapping with my phone in my hand like a MC. Yeah, la. Yeah, I bet you know me when you see me. I got the aura of a king, ball on the string, get converting like it's quarantine. Cause I always been a threat. Yeah, I say my life for movies, send the max, I send a check. Look, I always been a threat. You send the max, I send a check. I don't even like to drive, even when I'm riding around, whipping like I run the house, rapping like I run the house. Look, I always been that nigga, you just now figuring out. Ladies love the way I dress, so I'm cleaner than a whistle. And we don't get a call, cause we banging off officials. I don't even got a ball. I'm suited like the head coach, taking headshots, but you model for the feds though. I say whole fit, best spoke, arm, leg, arm, head, throat. Me can inherit the earth, the legends get the dead quotes. What they at my head for, what they at the air for. Read me at the airport. If they switching sides, then you long division simplify. Chop a tree down, we may have to stump it out. Duck, goose, making you to run around. Ring around the rosy cameras, run around the house. Now welcome to the dojo. Any second, them lethal weapons go up like a pogo. I just left the roof with two freaky bitches out of Soho. Show me they legs and spread them out like the Mercedes logo. Bitch, I go loco, I'm so global, I get dough with locals. I put my life on the line and come in and spit the vocals. And I've been focused.
All right, that was Most Def. No, excuse me, my bad. That actually was pretty hard. That was The Boy Illinois' 90/94 freestyle featuring YP, and that is off of his project Wendy. Not bad. Yeah, whatever. I'll give you your creds later. Well, with that being said, that will be the wrap up for our music segment. We are actually moving into our entertainment segment, but before we do that, we got to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the Library Podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout out to the LA-based luxury do-rag retailer OG Royale, OJIROYALE.store/. Hey, you need that wavy luxury, man. Hey, they got what you need. I should have said this a couple shows back, but hey, better late than never. Never late than better. You feel me?
We're going to start this segment like this. It's only right.
Okay. So last week, Quality Control dropped a little tape. And on the tape, there's a track called Ice Tray. And in the track, Quavo, he has a little subliminal diss. Well, not even subliminal, honestly. It's actually kind of straightforward.
Yeah.
You know, he has a little diss towards Joe Budden. I just want to, ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like the beef is commercial, or do y'all feel like this is, really beef?
Commercial.
Why do y'all feel like it's commercial?
Right.
Joe Budden's like 50, bro. Come on now.
It's commercial because they resonated something that happened in the summer. Backdoor is just gonna give their show views and it's gonna give that tape views. So that's all this. Niggas need money.
So y'all think that they're working together?
I wouldn't necessarily say working
together. I wasn't working together, but they're working towards an agenda.
I mean, they man, all these artists know the game, man.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't say working together. It's friendly. It's not something that's gonna turn into street shit, basically.
But honestly though, if you look at the first incident, it actually looked like some street shit.
You talking about whenever they was doing that interview?
Yeah, it most definitely looked like some street shit. So it's how do you go from that and then to it being for entertainment purposes?
Like we mentioned before, man, like with the whole situation where Tyrese was doing all that crying and stuff like that, man, all of that stuff is for promotional reasons,
He
bro.
finessed us too.
It's a promotional tool. Bro, I saw that whole situation. I saw Tyrese on stage just chilling one day. I was like, bro, ain't nothing wrong with you, man. you trying to promote something.
All right, and I'm glad you said that because I say this shit all the freaking time. When artists need a buzz, when they need money, they start doing things outlandish. And this is just for them to get sales. So, at the end of the day, he did this. He's going to get the little tape sales, which is it's a good tape. Overall, it's cool. But like I said, it dropped on meaningless music because like not anything was just worthy of listening to, but it was cool. It just brings back, like I said, views. So Everyday Struggle about to get hella views just because people want to know, oh, what's Joe Budden going to say? Is he going to rebuttal? Everybody wants to see the rebuttal factor. He's not going to drop a song. He's going to talk trash and be like, oh, if I would have, I see that. I hate that show, honestly.
I'm your OG and you respect me.
Exactly. I hate that show, man.
First of all, telling somebody that you are their OG is crazy. Like, if somebody told me that they are my OG, that is wild. So Joe Budden was funny for that. I'm not gonna lie, Joe Budden already declared that he's not rapping anymore. He said the last album that he dropped in 2010, which was Rage in the Machine, he said that was gonna be his last album ever. He just wants to stick to broadcasting and stick to all that because that's really where he's found his like rejuvenation. Besides Pump It Up and She Don't Know, that's really the only two records that you really kind of know Joe Budden for. So he's found like a new life with broadcasting, and it's really kind of worked for him. So he doesn't want to get back in the booth, especially now when it's a lose-lose cause. Because if he gets back in the booth and starts doing all that like rappity type stuff that he's used to, like that New York, Jersey City type of rap style, the bars, you know what I'm saying? Like we all know he can. No one's gonna really like check for it. I will, because I'm over the age of 21. But all Migos' fans are just gonna be like, nah, we gonna go with Quavo and saying if a nigga hating, call him Joe Budden.
Pussy.
It's gonna be like the next slogan to say no to all your haters and stuff. But I mean, honestly, like if I had to put my opinion, I feel like it's not for entertainment purposes. I feel like it actually is real beef. However, I feel like just like Victor said, Joe Budden is not gonna like respond the way that we want him to respond, because if he was to lyrically respond back, of course he's gonna kill the Migos. Like he's a superb lyricist, know.
I can't agree. Well, he's a good lyricist, but man, nobody's gonna listen to that. Nobody's gonna sit there and be like, oh man,
who's waiting for a Joe Budden response in 2017?
But no, man, I think it's just for promotion. It's just a promotional tool, like Vic said, man. He makes his money by being devil's advocate. So of course, man, Migos is one of the hottest groups out right now. Of course, he's gonna be like, man, nah, he gonna stir up some controversy. That's how he makes his money. That's how he gets his views. So
Everyday Struggle about to be on 10 for next week. Everybody like, oh man, I want to see what he's gonna say.
I'm not gonna.
That's all it is, bro. I really hate that show because it's not cool and Academics is lame as hell.
Yeah, so. No, on the contrary, I actually like the show. However, I hate Academics.
Academics lame as hell.
It's like it's either like he's like related to Boom Gang or he just like the hugest fan of him, because that's like his every other post on Twitter is about Boom. I'm like, I'm tired of that, man.
Lame.
Man, why are you even supporting that?
How does this guy get money?
Well, I think it started with his tweetgrams.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Whoa. I think it started with his tweetgrams, and I think the show's really, really good. It's like an entertainment segment or entertainment rendition of First Take. Do y'all get that vibe?
Yeah.
It's like they run through the topics, they debate on it.
Complex is good for that shit now, and I love Complex. Hey, I need to hire your boy, but they do it in a lot. Like even Out of Bounds with Mia Khalif. And
that show is trash.
That's trash for sure. And Gilbert Arenas, he's my dog, but you know what I'm saying? They're trying to do segues of shows like that, but make it like very uncut, raw. But this show, I don't know. I mean, for y'all, I guess it works. For me, it doesn't. But I like Breakfast Club still.
Yeah, I do love the Breakfast Club, but I think Academics is like a true depiction of the times really that we're in. It's like it's not cool to be the cool guy anymore. You got to be the guy behind the keyboard, and you got to be the guy behind your phone. And he's even admitted like I'm corny, but I'm here. Like I'm on Complex. I have a show. Like I'm here. This corniness got me here, and that's just the wave that we're on. It's not cool to be like the street dude no more. It's not really cool to be the dude who's like super hard anymore.
Can he DJ for real though?
Yeah, he can. He did in college. And he went to Rutgers.
So.
Little academic info. Okay, well, moving on. Did y'all hear about the Keaton Jones dilemma?
Boy, finessed.
Hey, privilege at its finest.
Exactly. How do y'all feel about that? Listen.
So, I'll break down just a brief of what I've heard of and known from what I've seen on social media. So, Keaton Jones was a young white male, at probably the age of maybe 12 or 11, 12. He was getting bullied. So they made a viral video. He was crying and just putting his heart out there. Like, man, I don't understand why they're picking on me and why they picking on the smaller person. And his mom made a GoFundMe page. Raised about $50K. So somebody did their research, get the receipts. Moms are racist. They Confederate flag lovers,
That's wild.
Buck wild, right? So then I guess and I don't know who this guy is, but he's I guess he's a known entertainer or something in that range. He tried to DM the mom, kind of try to get some information or whatnot, and the mom told him straight up in the DM that, hey, I'm just poor, I'm just trying to figure a way to do something for my kids. So she finessed the game.
That has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever. That is crazy.
Hey, she finessed.
It's kind of bad because you take advantage of your son just to try to come up and finesse, but from a business standpoint, that is very, very, very smart. Now, admitting your wrongdoing, that's where she went wrong. She should have just let it ride.
Not even that, man. I think when it comes to the case of bullying, and this would be life lessons in the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's serious, man. That's a mental breakdown for a lot of young youth that don't know how to operate yet. And there was a 10-year-old black girl, man. I can't get her name right now, so forgive me for that. But she killed herself. You know what I'm saying? And that's deep. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? And people raised about $6,000 for the family, but you took the time out to raise $50,000 for a viral video for a kid that didn't get touched. He just got words said at him and found out that the words that were said at him, he ended up calling those kids niggas or niggers.
Oh, wow.
From what they say. And I'm going to keep it at that. I don't know all the facts yet, but that's what they say. And at the end of the day, he like a little kid that said nigger. So I'm going to be real.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
No, it's fall for that. Where is he? Do you know where he's from?
I don't know the exact area from, but it's some redneck town, though.
No, I ain't going to lie, Keaton. You safe for right now. But it is kind of preposterous to see that stuff's still going on in today's age. But I mean, that's wild that she was a confirmed racist with all those Confederate flags. I feel like what goes around comes around for sure. But for her to kind of ask for the aid of for her to ask for financial aid from everybody, and then for her to actually show her true colors like that's kind of a wild revelation.
In my opinion, I understand that her son was getting bullied, but where does the financial need come in? In what way?
Where's the money?
How was it gonna help?
Yeah, how was this? Was it because
to stop getting bullied?
They're about to get a new car, a new crib.
How old is he?
Like I said, about 11, 12. He's a middle schooler for sure.
Hey guys, she finessed the plug.
She did.
And she won.
She did. I don't know. I don't know why people. I wonder what people were thinking whenever they said it. They probably. I think she used that. Everybody felt bad for him and stuff like that. So let me go donate some money. I'd have been like, all right. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you, but I'm not giving you no money. I give you some words of encouragement, my brother, but I'm not giving you no money.
But I also feel like at the end of the day, we shouldn't judge his bullying on his mom's views. Those are his mom's views of her being
that's
racist
selfish
and that's still a child. At the end of the day, and at the end of the day, bullying is still wrong.
So what do we feel like his beliefs are?
Okay,
he's to what?
Okay,
yeah, you're right.
Because
does he even know?
At the end of the day, we don't know
with his parents.
Yeah, we don't know the truth about his story about calling the kids the N-word yet. It's thrown out there just because the background of his mom. But I can see it.
You can see that. You can see him doing that.
I can see him dropping an N-bomb a couple times because he got mad.
Me too.
So I'm not going to front on that. So I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad for any case of that right now because it's not saying bullying is easy to get over. No, it's not.
Yeah.
But
kids out here killing themselves.
But at the end of the day, when something like this comes up, I don't feel bad no more because at the end of the day, I can see through the bullshit. Hey, let's be real. If we was kids at once, we know some kids that said some stuff. And you know they play victim on us.
Was she saying that It was black kids who were bullying him.
They said yes, or they didn't say that exactly. Like in the video, it just said kids are bullying him. But in the, I guess somebody just threw out this random fun fact. You know, he said something to a couple kids, and they started bullying him because he said that to him. He said the N word, so they like, oh no, we on your ass.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Wow.
Y'all can see, was y'all in middle school getting on people's ass?
Well, we was in middle school. It was black and white fights. It was black and it was racial fights.
I could imagine being in middle school.
it was racial fights.
I imagine middle school days. We thought it was grown.
So let's not act like, oh my gosh, this is so sad. No, it's elementary. Maybe I'll be damn.
I feel like it's still sad in the day as far as bullying, because I know there are plenty of kids out here who are killing themselves. Just recently, I found out about a young girl who killed herself over bullying. So it is that serious.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You heard of it's very serious, but I mean, it's hard to say.
To decipher the truth.
It's hard to say, like, I don't feel bad, because it's like two wrongs don't make a right either, though. Just because he said that don't mean the kids need to bully him, and just because the kids are bullying him don't mean he needs to say, you know, what he says. So
I have a quick question, Dawn. What level of education do you feel like you had the most enjoyable time at? We asked this last week on the podcast. I would actually love to get your insights.
The most enjoyable time of my life?
Yes, ma'am.
College.
Easily?
In high school is like high school. And college are very neck and neck.
High school was really fun.
I know it was, but at the end of the day, the reason why you would say high school is because you don't really have that many responsibilities. Like, you was just living as a child. You was a child, you was just living.
Yeah.
But in college, you gotta deal with being broke, and all that. But your turn-ups,
going to jail.
But the turn-ups are more fun. The people that you meet are gonna be your friends pretty much for life. Like, I still have friends that are in high school, but my most like really good, like my bridesmaids, are definitely, I found them in college. So
you're not a fan of middle school?
It was cool. I mean, I was a fan of 8th grade.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, he did.
I was a fan of 8th grade because that was my first time in a public school, because I went to private school before that. So I was.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah. I was lit
you was
when I went to
the real.
Oh yeah, I was
Dawn,
lit.
You don't want to know Juwan's reason for only liking the 8th grade. My man Juwan here was actually a bully, but not just to men.
Really?
He was actually a bully. He was actually a bully to women.
No, I was not.
Juwan little. I was not. I called Juwan little bro. Like, that's just that's his name for me.
I was just a hot. I was
Debo.
I was just a hothead when I was younger.
No, I go. I
cannot imagine little boy being a bully.
I actually kind of can relate to that, man. Like, when I was a kid, my mom used to emphasize that like girls are bad, but she said that because she really wanted me to like focus on school and stuff. So I wouldn't say I was a bully, but like I wasn't having that.
So you was the kid to be like, you got cooties.
Yeah, I wasn't having that. You got a crush on me? I'm not having that. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't sit by me. I want to be by my friends, my male friends. You know. And then when puberty hit, and I started looking at girls a little bit different. I was like, hey, Dad. Well, whenever I see a girl, you know, like that was like, oh, okay.
You're woke.
I guess it's time I let you know the real, you know, because it used to be wild. Like when I was younger, like, you know, my male friends, you know, they was doing the full, like, not necessarily like taking it to third base, but like, you know, they was having girlfriends and stuff in like pre-K, kindergarten, first grade. I was like, whoa,
yeah, little boyfriend.
Y'all like girls? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't even happen for me till like 4th, 5th grade, you know, so.
My question is this, though. I have a quick question. All right, so do you feel like you were like super sheltered when you were in the high school stage, or do you feel like you were, first of all, go ahead and label, like, out of your family, are you single? Like, are you the only child, or are you the middle child?
Okay, well, I'm the oldest of 5. And my mom trusted me so much to where I didn't have to go out and sneak and do bad things.
That's live.
And I never really wanted to. Like, I always felt like I can do what I wanted if I asked my mom. But yeah, my mom trusted me wholeheartedly. But I never was the type. I didn't really do bad things though. But I never felt the need to be sneaky or, you know, because it was just always open. Like, if I wanted to go to, it was just always like they just trust me to go.
Kept it real.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
My parents were kind of laid back too. Like, but it was kind of weird because they were strict, but they were laid back at the same time. I think that's just from being military parents.
Yeah.
But like if I wanted to do something, I for sure was gonna have to let my parents know. And I'd be like, hey, can I go do so and so? And they'd be like, give me an hour to think about it, and I'll let you know.
But it's like my parents just so like I feel like my parents just had this certain trust in me, and I don't know why. I guess they just thought that everything I did was like good because I was a good kid. Like I never got a whipping before. I never got one before. I always was a good made good grades and things of that sort. So I don't know.
Man, you gotta look at it because like my mom is a little bit more stricter on my little sister. But you gotta think about the time period when we were younger. When we were younger, we could lead the neighborhood. When we were younger, we would be good. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure it still was happening, but it wasn't as as relevant as in today. Like we wasn't getting kidnapped, bro. We wasn't getting snatched up.
It probably was. I just feel like it probably was happening.
Yeah,
it's just that we were young and just like not very in tune. But now that we're older and we're more in tune, everything that's going on. I mean, this stuff been going on. But I used to always come in the house when the street lights came on. I was true to that.
Now, another quick question. So you say you're the oldest of 5, and as for any man, that's gonna hurt to have your firstborn just be a girl.
I know, because I don't want my firstborn to be a girl.
Now, listeners, listen to this. Every time you see one of those like gender reveals on Twitter and the color always turns out pink, purple, I want you guys to immediately look at the man's face as soon as that happens.
He don't ever be that happy.
He's never excited, listeners. Now, if it turns out blue, green,
that boy is cheering like he won a championship.
He's doing backflips immediately. So this is my thing. You said you're the oldest out of 5. Now, how many brothers do you have?
2 brothers, 2 sisters. It's like even. Well, not really, because I'm the third.
Because you're the third. Okay. Yeah. So, and you felt like you were pretty Gucci, like going through your high school phases. Nothing was pretty awkward.
Nothing I could think of. I mean, be more specific. What do you mean?
I mean, just like for dates, you know what I mean? Like talking to guys.
Oh, dating? I was a tomboy for the most part of my high school. Like, I was always the one who had the forces and the J's. And I hooped. Like, like I was.
Oh, shit.
I dunked on niggas.
Like, I was a tomboy until my senior year of high school where I got a boyfriend. And, changed a little bit. I stopped hooping, stuff like that. I know, I stopped playing basketball.
You can't hoop.
Boy, change your life, huh?
Come on, come see me.
So when you went to college, did you continue on with first of all, did you carry the boyfriend to college?
We went to the same college. Ooh. And we broke up
freshman year.
Month. Yeah, that first month of high school, but I actually really respected him for that, and I still do to this day. Because it was more so like, this is a new environment. I don't want to be in situations where I feel tempted to cheat on you. So to eliminate us even kind of getting to that point, let's just.
You respected his honesty.
I did, because who want to get cheated on? Like, and I felt it because I felt it too. Like being in college, and it's just different. You're around people all the time. We're not in school for 8 hours and going home and then coming back. Like, we're there all the time.
You're living on your own.
Yeah, you're there all the time. So I definitely respected that. Of course, I didn't understand at first, but now it's like, that's the best thing. I would have rather that and him just be a real ass nigga instead of me getting cheated on later down the line, because I can definitely say I've never got cheated on.
But I feel like most girls would probably just be like, they would try to hold on to that since that's all they know and they're in a new environment.
And that was me. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was very still in tune with our friendship. And of course, it's like, yeah, we're not together, but,
that gap where you're still.
Yeah, it's like that gap. So that was years of that. But you know what I'm saying?
That gap is so trash, by the way.
It's so trash. Like, I hate it, like, so much. And me and him are actually still very, 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 very cool. Like, really good friends. But, I mean, I respect it still at the end of the day.
Now I'm diving more so into the LA lifestyle now, because after college and after your graduate school, you went ahead and moved on to LA. How do you feel like LA has kind of? I know you said you've been there since June, but do you feel like LA is like a totally different scenery than what Houston was?
Yes, it just depends on like what you're talking about exactly. Like, as far as like just people, period. Yes. As far as like living and expenses, yes. Just music and just like as far as LA, I feel like the reason I like LA is just the fact of all the opportunities that I'm presented with. There's so many opportunities out there, and everybody's there. So it's easy to just come across people that you see like on TV or people that you may hear or read about. They're all there. So I think it makes it more easier. It's a very good networking and building yourself type of city. If you're serious about being in entertainment and doing what you want to do, like it's like you pledging yourself again, but it's cool because it's like you pledging to be like for real because. You know, I know what it may look like, or what people may see like on social media, and it does look like I'm doing a good job, which I am. Yeah. But it's still a grind. Like I stay in a 1-bedroom with 2 other girls. You get what I'm saying? So it's like people don't know that shit, or you don't realize that like a 1-bedroom $1,700. I'm not about to drop $1,700, and also people think I make all this money because I'm the assistant to the CEO and founder. But anything entertainment, entry level, anything. They don't care I got my master's. They really don't. Like, that does not mean anything to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how serious you want it, you know?
So look, we're going to dive into pretty much a quick interview with you right now. So,
Word.
with that being said, okay, being in the entertainment, man, what's the pros and cons that people probably don't know about, and people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to put people on game. Yeah. Just for the people that is listening, the viewers listening, they want to get into that next step, or just like
I feel like to get to that next step, you just have to have a certain type of mindset. Everybody's not built for that life. Like I said, you're literally out there pledging yourself unless you've saved racks to move out there. But I was the type of person to save racks. Like I got the job, I'm like, all right, bet, you know, this is what I'm doing. And I drove down there and me and my mom, like, you know, it was all real. Like, and what's the pros? The pros are the connections, opportunities. You meet a lot of dope people, but the cons are people using you to get where they need to be. It's a lot of fake friendships. It's very hard to make like real friends. I wouldn't say I have like any real genuine friends. That's the one thing I would miss about Houston. Why I like coming home, because it's just like real and genuine and just like love, you know. The atmosphere. Yeah, it's like real love. But out there, it's like it's grimy. It's real grimy. It's very grimy, and it's either you gonna play the game too, or you gonna get chewed up and moving right back to where you came from. You just have to have a certain type of mindset because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying?
And from that, and I see that you're doing your own management. Like, you know, just drop a little gems of what you're doing with that management coming up as well.
Well, yes, I do artist management and brand management as well. I don't really want to focus on brands that much. I do brands for now, but strictly later down the line, it's gonna just be like artists and athletes. Okay. But yeah, with that, I have 3 clients. I have a rapper, I have a singer, and I have a brand. That dude's like he's a personal trainer, and he also has like his own like apparel line with the fitness training. Shoot, what's coming up?
What's
next?
it called?
Huh?
What's it called?
It's called Le Work Fitness.
Le Work.
Le Work Fitness.
Does he have like Instagram, social media?
He's the reason why I'm out here getting thick. You feel me? Like I didn't gain 10 pounds, and I'm happy. Nah, he's really dope. It's been hard for me to gain weight, y'all. Like I've been trying to gain weight for a very long time, and it's finally happening. So I'm excited about that, y'all. It's been a struggle.
Congrats on that.
Quick question. Now there's a running misconception that you can't make it out your own city. You have to move to these major cities like LA and New York. How do you feel about those, and do you feel like you can make it out the city that you're currently in if you have the city backing you, or do you think that you have to move to one of these major cities in order to gain these networking connections to propel you to the next level?
Well, it's crazy because how I started up at first, I was strictly sold on like I'm coming up in my city. Like can't nobody tell me different. Like I love Houston. Like I'm trying to put my city on. I'm gonna stay here. Blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, you gotta kind of be realistic because Houston has potential. But if we're trying to bring something to the city, we gotta go out and bring it back to the city. Like I tell people all the time, I'm not trying to stay in LA for years and years and years. I'm giving myself 3 years max. Hopefully, pray to God. Like, you know, because I want to bring everything, all my tools and everything I learned, I want to bring it back to the city and invest into the city. So I do believe you can come. It just depends what you're trying to do. But as far as like entertainment, you can bring it back to the city, but you got to know the people. Like, and ain't nothing more better than getting a connection and meeting to a person face to face and talk to that person and them seeing how you talk and how passionate you may feel about a certain thing. Like, it's different if we're emailing. We don't, you know, it's like
you don't get an intimate feel.
It's not the same there, but going to events, going to these networking events, or if you can afford to travel and go to LA for the events whenever you can, to each his own. You can stay in Houston all you want to, but I know that I'm not saying I'm trying to rush my success, But
trying to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it happen like sooner than later. So I knew that I was gonna have to make myself uncomfortable, sacrifice everything that I have, leave everything behind, because that's how bad I want to be successful. And I knew I just had to be out there. So it just depends on the type of person that you are too, because everybody cannot do what I'm doing. I promise you, you can't live like that, or you know.
For sure.
So.
Real.
All right. So being in LA, and like, you know what I'm saying, like you just said, what you just said was hella key. What are some things you learned so far in LA that you want to, not say take back to Houston, but that take back for your like long-term goal and what you're trying to do with your career? What are some things you learned being away from home and kind of seeing a different atmosphere?
Some things I've learned away from home. Just learning to just like really be okay with like being by myself, if that makes sense, because I'm so used to like my friends and around my alliances and just having that support, you know, just like there. But in LA, like I said, I barely have friends. I just moved out there, and it's like I have support, but it's only like it's Houston support. Like I don't have, well, I mean, I do in a way, but I feel like the main thing I've learned is just, it's like a real, like y'all for real. Like when I say like, it's just like you really sacrificing and just putting everything out on the line, and you're making yourself uncomfortable just to be in certain rooms with people or to just come across these opportunities. Like it's it really sounds cliche, but every day is really a grind, like for real. And that's one thing, you know, being out there and you just being around it and you know that there's opportunities, it makes you want to work hard because you know that audition is down the street, or you know the person that you need to meet just is around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to know to be prepared at all times so when it does come, you know.
Anybody in particular that you met that kind of like gave you some good advice down the line?
A lot of people I know from this past summer when I was doing that internship program, we had a lot of like different industry professionals like come out and like talk to us. And Yvonne, who plays on Insecure.
Yeah, for sure. Molly, right?
Yvonne Orji?
Yes. She's dope.
Very dope.
Yeah,
her whole background story and just like how she got into acting and things of that sort. She gave us some gems. So I became a fan. I mean, I like Insecure, of course, and things of that sort, but just coming a fan of her after that, for sure. For sure. And Devon Franklin from church. He's Devon Franklin. I'm actually reading his book right now. I don't have it on me, but he has a book called Hollywood Commandments, but I've heard him preach on it. And I think the best word of advice that I've received that I really didn't notice at first was faith plus works equals success. Like, I believe in myself. Like, of course, I believe in myself and I feel like I'm going to make it. But if you're not putting in the work to, like, preach what you say that you want to do, it's not going to add up.
So,
faith without works is dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe in yourself, but also put in that work. Like, you can't be preaching to God or praying to God like, God, please make me a rapper or a singer. But you're not doing anything like towards you're just waiting, you know? Like, nah.
So, I would say, man, it's kind of cool hearing, you know, your perspective on that, because, you know, not many young adults, you know, feel like that, you know, don't have that work ethic or that drive to kind of get to where they are nowadays. So when you hear stuff like that, like me personally, how you said you were just able to like get up and just go and just
literally, like, see,
I'm the complete opposite. Like I'm the type where I feel like I still, of course, still work hard, still grind, but I feel like I have to be secure in order to build. I have to I have to be set. I gotta have like all my money straight, and then I'm like, all right, let me try investing in this. Let me try building this. See, I can't do that.
Everything out on a limb. Like, I promise you. Like, I found out I got the job. They let me go home for 2 weeks. I went home, came back to Houston for 2 weeks. Me and my mom, we drove 24 hours to LA nonstop, straight through. And if you know me, you know I hate driving. I wouldn't even drive from Houston to San Antonio, and that's 3 hours away. But I pushed the good 10. From Houston to El Paso is 10 hours. And that's just how ready I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just ready. And then when I got there, I was like, bro, I really just left everybody and everything, like, for real. Like, I come back to you saying, where am I staying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
man, it's good. It's good because, you know, you still got people back home that's going to support you and that's going to make sure you're good. And that's a good thing about this time period now, so you really start to see who's genuine in your life.
For sure.
Definitely start to see who's
everybody
genuine.
true colors coming out. You know, they only mess with you when you make it, you feel me? But nobody want to support the come up. And it's cool, because it's cool, though.
All right, little side, kind of like off track-ish. Favorite place to eat in LA? And please, I know you're not gonna say it, but all the listeners, it's not In-N-Out Burger.
It's not in. Okay, y'all. Honestly,
Not
this place.
In-N-Out
It's
or
this place
Roscoe's.
called Pink Pepper.
Pink pepper.
It's a Thai place. Thai food, y'all.
Pink Pepper sounds.
It's
wild.
called Pink Pepper, and
stomach
it's
hurting.
so good. Like if y'all ever come to LA, and it's like kind of by, it's like really right there by my job. I'm taking you to Pink Pepper.
How's Roscoe's?
Roscoe's is okay. It's gassed. My grandmother can definitely cook that food way better. You know what I'm saying?
know.
Like, I mean, I just how I feel. I just feel like I'm going to my grandmother's house, but not really because she can still cook it better than that. But I mean, it's cool. I wouldn't say, "Ooh, yes, you got." I feel like you have to go to Roscoe's just because it's like the cliche thing to do.
Culture.
Yeah, it's just like you got to try Roscoe's, but that wouldn't be a recommendation for me.
Now, how trash is the nightlife in LA?
See, you asking the wrong person because I'm just that person that I don't go out.
Homebody.
I don't go out. Mainly because partying in LA is a whole different type of partying. Like it's not like they be on some other, you know.
Yeah.
They don't do what we do out
Yeah,
here.
like they just be on a way more turned up level than like, you know, and I don't want to be around none of that.
Yeah.
So I have not partied in the hills. I haven't really gone to the club because the club is tricky too. Like just how they operate, they'll pick the girls in the line. It's just weird. Like I don't know. I just don't like it.
It ain't going to a Mercy on Fridays, Injury Room on Saturdays.
No, it's definitely not. But when you're there, it's live. Like, don't get me wrong. A lot of clubs are racist. They only let a certain number of black girls in, and I'm not lying.
It's a blue state.
I'm being dead ass. Like,
Damn.
it's a black girl cap at some clubs, and I'm not lying to you.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Damn, LA.
I'm dead ass. I know this place is called One Oak. One Oak. Black girl cap, for sure. Like,
wow.
That's terrible.
No, we went
it's
there.
bad. Like, I mean, I just don't want to. I just don't deal with it.
I see why we enjoy kickbacks a lot more.
Yeah, I just don't deal with it. I'm more of a type. I'll go to a happy hour bar. You know, I like that. I enjoy happy hour and I love eating. So,
I'll
but
do
as
that
far
in the
as
H, and we love black people.
Love them.
All right, so last question I have. I don't know if anybody else has one. Besides LA, what other city have you visited? Another city within California, or have you just been based in LA? Because I love San Diego.
I haven't been to San Diego, San Francisco, nothing.
Ah,
I
you
haven't been
got
yet.
to. San
due
Diego's
time.
beautiful.
In due time.
And
due
it's
time.
hilly.
All right. My last question to you is, what is your long-term goal overall?
My long-term goal overall, well, to kind of give y'all a glimpse, I call myself the female Diddy. If people don't know that, and when I say that, that's basically meaning that I want to create an entertainment empire like how he has. I want my brand and my company to touch on all areas of entertainment, whether that's management, marketing, PR, production. The list goes on and on. So that's me, like having a brand, having a thing where it's like, okay, you may not need management, but you need marketing or shit. We could do everything for you. It's like basically creating a one-stop shop for entertainment.
Okay. Have you met Diddy yet?
No, I haven't, but I know the Lord
It's
is waiting for the right time. Because there's been so many chances when I could have, but something happened every time, y'all. Like, kid y'all not, I'm not even tripping.
That's God talking
like,
right
I'm
now.
not tripping. I'm not tripping. So no, I haven't met him yet.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, like ultimately, I do want to have like my own television network. That's just like,
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
How do you feel like?
Fruition, for sure.
How do you feel like the television? Because I like how you're saying that, but I feel like just with Netflix and even YouTube and like Hulu.
At
and
the
all,
end of the day,
how do you feel like it's
people
all gonna,
like their shows? You know.
Okay.
Like, and that's what I feel like is gonna keep TV relevant. Like, people love their love in hip hop. People love the best. People just love certain shows to where I feel like, unless Netflix do some live streaming type of deal where they're just getting on networks now, I don't think TV's ever gonna die in that sense. I don't think TV's ever gonna die because it's still offering something that Netflix and Hulu just cannot offer.
Those premiere shows that everyone
premiere
loves.
shows, or just the option. You know, like Netflix don't get shows until like, it's not like they're getting them episode air. Oh shit, I can rewatch it on Netflix. You know, you have to wait for the whole season.
Yeah.
And then you might find on Netflix. So TV is still offering something, and
That's true.
yeah,
That's
TV
true.
is still offering something. So
I agree.
I don't think it's gonna
The
die.
only reason why I don't care for just TV like that, and I'm a huge fan of Netflix and Hulu's, because I don't want to pay the cable bill.
I don't have cable. I don't have Fire Stick, but I'm off for Team Fire Stick, and I'm off for Netflix. I don't have cable in the sense of, for what? I feel like I can find everything on my phone and on my laptop, my computer.
See, I feel like a lot of people are gonna share the same sentiment that you currently have right now within the next 5 years. Yeah. That's why I feel like TV is gonna diminish, because people are already saying, man, don't let YouTube or Netflix get any kind of sports deal.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what's TV's kind of doing this thing where they're letting you pick the channels that you want.
You're right.
Which is helping out in the sense of, because the one thing that's made people not want cable is the fact that we getting all these channels, we're only watching 10.
Yeah.
But you paying $150 to watch 10 channels. Yeah. So if TV is keeping up with it and letting people pick the channels that they want, I mean, it's really gonna have to be played by ear. It's gonna have to be played by ear. But I feel like people want their shows like at the end of the day.
For sure. Well, that's what it is, man.
A round of applause for Dawn. Oh my gosh.
Was that a good first guess, guys?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You were solid. You kind of ate us in the first time.
Nah, y'all need to hear that, because y'all don't hear that often. Y'all needed to hear that part.
We appreciate you so much. When we're in LA, we'll be sure that you're our first point of contact.
Everybody say that. Don't be showing me no love.
And there she go, back with the
hitting me up.
Thank you so much, Donisha. We appreciate you so much. This is the Library Podcast. This is Volume 5. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will go ahead and end on that note. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you join us on the next segment, or on the next edition, actually. And if you can, please go ahead and subscribe. Chose Life TV on YouTube, and also Chose Life Media on SoundCloud as well. We will see you guys next time. Peace, love, and happiness. We love you all.
Yeah.